it's been great, not dry. And I have a whole bunch of little fuzzies on it. Okay, so now I'm at home. I got a bit of a headache. I feel a little stuffy. I don't know if it's allergies or what, but I'm just resting. The thing about going through chemo is when you feel a teeny bit off, you gotta act like you're massively off. So anyways, so I'm just laying here waiting to leave. And basically they'll give me some steroids once I get there, so that should help out. But not looking forward to today as much as I wasn't looking forward to it in the last 2 times, but I wasn't not looking forward to it. So I'm kind of back and forth between and no thanks. So anyways, pray for me this morning, and yeah, I will maybe be back on here. If not, you know what I'll be doing. Hanging out with this girl, for the next 3-4 days. Okay, I want to show you my new favorite scarf headpiece thing. So yeah, that kind of saved me because I woke up the last 3 days, including today, kind of in a pissy mood. But anyway, so switching that mood around, gonna listen to some good music, fed myself, got myself dressed, and school, errands, and then chemo. Okay, hey everybody. I'm just checking in. I am obviously wearing the wig today. Feeling a little fatigue-ish, little downish. Today is, I think I figured 31 days since my initial chemo treatment. And I originally had planned to go with Steve to pick up Aubrey from school today. And I haven't taken her or picked her up from school all week long. And I did not feel well. And I just felt like being in movement in the car would not be good for me, so I had to say no. And that was really a bummer for me because I like picking her up from school. I like seeing her on the playground when I get there, and then we actually need to pick up some groceries, and so I had to make up a list and send that with Steve so that he could pick up some food. But I was feeling so tired that the thought of her coming and then me having to just maybe get her a snack or not be able to really play with her kind of makes me sad. So yeah, so that's kind of the downside of that part. And I am feeling like I've been just sleeping and like removed from what's going on in the world, even though I've been out and about. But yeah, that's 31 days in. Okay, so I just want to check in. Today, again, is still that day 31. Probably one of the hardest days mentally that I've had. Not only was it hard that I wasn't able to go pick Aubrey up from school, but I just was tired of being in my house. And when I was tired of napping. And mentally was in the most of a brain fog that I've been in a while, and so that was frustrating. So today was definitely a day that I actually just was walking around and around the island, of kind of like actually doing like a figure 8 around my island and around my table, because I just wanted to be moving. And I did go outside. It is nice to be outside, but the Florida sun is hot, so I need to stay in the shade. But today mentally was definitely, I was just kind of feeling like I've been missing out on life, even though I know I haven't been. But to some degree, there's a normalcy that I'm missing out on, but it's a new normal now. And so I was reading in one of my books, I think it was The Next Right Thing, and she talked about, I don't even remember now. She talked about being a beginner and being a novice at something. And so really that's where I'm at. I have never been a chemotherapy patient before, so really this journey is all brand new to me, and I like new things. Equally, I hate new things. But anyways, yeah, today was the toughest day. But then my friend Katie came over, and so she helped me with some work stuff, and I got to talk to another friend about Honduras, and so those things really make me happy, and so that was good. And then Aubrey came home. Basically, we hadn't seen her. I had seen her on Monday, but I hadn't seen her Tuesday or Wednesday, and that was really hard. So yeah, fighting the good fight, and just walking this part of the journey with expectancy for what God has, because He always has something, even when I don't see it, and even when I may not ever see it. But anyways, all right, but I'm feeling good. It's nighttime, and I am tired, but I'm feeling good, so that's good. Okay, so I think definitely the hardest part about this week 5 of chemo, was like I realized how much of my normal life, my old normal life, I've missed out on. Mostly childcare stuff. I did not do any school drop-off, pickup, homework, any of that this whole week. And wow, for I know a lot of people that seems like heaven, I really missed it. And so it was a mental game starting yesterday, and really just remembering that this is just a short journey, and that it will be okay. But I will say that that was tough. Not being able to keep up with my 7-year-old is hard, because I kind of always have been able to. And so that's been a challenge. But I am reminded that this is a season, and that during this season, while maybe I'm not with her, God knows who needs to be spending that time with my daughter. So anyways, yeah, that was an unforeseen challenge in this whole thing. Okay, so real quick, because I think it's going to start to rain, but have I ever shared with you the matrixy part of going to chemo? Because, you know, I have this port, and so, like, basically everybody who goes and gets chemo at the same time as me has a port, and they have, like, recliners kind of lining the walls, and, yeah, I feel like I'm in the Matrix, you know? It's just not on the back of my head. So I guess I'm thankful for that, because I don't know, you definitely can't see it back there. That would creep me out. So anyways, just a little thoughts from chemo. Okay, so it's Tuesday on the good week, and which would be week 6, I think. And it's been kind of depressed. I don't really want to do anything, but I feel like I have a lot to do. So it's this doing or this lack of doing. So, you know, I keep hearing I got to give myself grace, other things like that, but I don't know. It's tough. It's weird. It's a new kind of tough. So I'm really trying to embrace this as a beginner. And I think about, like, when kids are beginners at things, they are pretty wide-eyed and open. I mean, not always, but there's a sense of excitement and adventure, and so I'm wanting that. But right now, just in being, I'm learning to be okay in this stillness. It's just been a long time of stillness. You know, I feel like we are made to be active, but anyways, yeah, so that's the week 6 mental and depression. It could also have to do with the fact of my female cycle, and I'm 3 days late, which never happens, so that may just come to a close, because realistically that would be the chemo will have stopped my body from producing eggs, which is ultimately what goes from there. And I've been tweaked on all my herbs and stuff that I take that help with the hormones, so, and there's that. But that's all. Okay, happy spring break. So Aubrey's spring break started yesterday because it's actually next week, but her school has testing yesterday and today, but that's only for 4th graders and up. So woohoo, spring break has started, and that's good because next week's my chemo. Okay, so I'm actually doing pretty good. It's 9 o'clock at night and I feel great. But I'm not playing video games, I'm not touching things. It's been a great day, but I've been washing and hand sanitizing, and this helps for stuff. Okay, I've also learned that really my hat is like my wig, but this is how I prefer to be, especially inside. It's really, I wear the wig or the hat for heat purposes or for sun purposes. Okay, so I just finished week 6. I'll start week 7 tomorrow, and my 4th and final of this first round of chemo is tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. But here are my thoughts, because I didn't make a video last week. The treatment 3, which would be week 5, was the hardest. It was hard mentally. The only way I can kind of make sense of it is that the first treatment was new, so it was just new. I didn't know what to expect, and it was a little bit more of an adventure. And then the second treatment was not so new, and my body was like, okay. And then the third time, I think my system said, what? Do you not remember the last 2 times? What have we done here? And so it was more of a challenge mentally, I think, just coming into that 5 and 6 weeks of stillness. And so it was, and I don't know if like hormonally I just kind of was jacked with as well, but it was definitely a week of the battle of the mind. And so I'm always reminded to go back to scripture and to give thanks and to just give thanks and know that the negative stuff is just lies, and it doesn't mean that it goes away right away, but it does give perspective. So yeah, and I'll tell you, I'm not on a bunch because I don't have my phone on me a lot. It's been very freeing, but then other times I'm still working whenever I can, and still have the Honduras stuff. So less energy just means less time picking up the phone and making these recordings. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the videos that I put together from last week, and I will see you guys in a week. Okay, so a few other things that have come up after chemo treatment 3. My skin definitely has gotten more dry. It's bringing out more imperfections, which whenever you are treated for skin cancer, from what I understand, that's what it does. So I'm kind of getting a 2-for-1. So it's taking care of that, but it's been itchy, and I actually had to switch from, I've only used jojoba oil for like my moisturizer, but now I actually have found that Renew lotion through a company called Melaleuca has worked miracles, and so I'm using that. The other thing, my hair is still kind of growing a little, but it's definitely super thin. So I mostly wear a hat when it's chilly. I do prefer to be like this, but and I'm trying to think else skin-wise. I did that first week right away feel a little bit more kind of stuff in my mouth, then more stuffy. Not exactly sure though, that could be allergies. And have not lost eyebrows, lashes, or hair on my arms. So that's interesting because the chemo kills fast-growing cells. Obviously the ones on my head and like on my legs and stuff are super fast-growing, although I did shave them on my legs. So, but yeah, so the arm hair's still around, which I'll take that. Also feel the most foggy-brained at times, and finding that I am not as social as I usually am, And my family that have been visiting from out of state, I usually can't wait to hang out with them, but I think that it's just some emotional energy that I just don't have. So I'm okay with it. I keep being reminded to basically offer myself grace and be okay with that. So I am, because I know that this is a season. Anything we go through is just for a season. In the scheme of time, my life is just such a blip that this is even more of one. So that's just encouraging and reassuring. So anyways, happy day. And for me, week 7 starts 7 of 20. Here we go.